Hello and welcome along to Adobe Muse Basics with your host Robert Smith. In this part 2 of creating a website in Muse, we're going to add some content. In the first video we looked, let's go to plan view and have a look. What we did, we set up our website with a home, web, print, YouTube and contact page like this, all based on this A master page down here like that. Okay, so let's go to our A master by clicking on that up here. You see I've got the A master here. Or I could have, if I went back to plan view, I can simply just double click on that. It does the same thing. Now I can zoom in, Apple minus or Apple plus like that, or Control plus on the PC. Now let's explain a few things about the interface. Now, one thing we love about Muse, it's got the smallest tool palette in history. It's only got 6 options over here, which is great. We've got a whole lot of panels over here that do a lot of things, which we'll look at later. One of the things we're going to start off looking at is our layers panel like this. Our layers panel, like most Adobe products, it works the same way. So I'm going to double click on this. I'm going to call the first one header like that. So anything in the header of the document will go in there on that layer. Then I'm going to add some layers by clicking on this little thing down here. I'll need 6 layers all up for this. Now I'm going to change the order by just clicking and dragging that up the header to the top like that. Now the next one down I'm going to call slideshow like that. And the next one down I'm going to call images. So we'll put all our pictures on that layer. This is really important for the stacking order. Double click on here, we'll type in video for this one. Okay. Double click here, this will be text, put our text on that layer, and the last one will be footer. So let's talk a little bit about header and footers. Now this is how Muse sets up its document, and again we're on our master page here. So let's go back to our pointer tool. Now this top blue thing on the left hand side here will give you some padding across the top. So let's say you wanted your page to start this far down inside the browser. That's where you tell it to do that, but we're not going to do that. We're going to go to the top of the page and put it right to the top like that. This part here is the depth of the footer. You can make your footer as deep as you like. We'll just keep ours about that deep like that. This one down the bottom here is the footer. So this area here will be your footer area. You just drag that to define how big you want your footer to be. Now this one down the bottom down here, there's 2 next to each other. The left hand one will give you the bottom of the page. Notice as I drag that up and down, it just makes my footer area bigger like that. And the other one is the opposite to the top one on the right hand side here. If I click and drag that down, that'll just give me padding across the bottom of my page. Okay, it's quite a unique little thing to Muse, the way it does that. Very nice indeed. They're just basically div tags if you know anything about coding like this. So now I've got my header area up here set up, and I've got my footer area. Let's add some content. Now we're going to add content that's on every page. So we'll first of all put it on the master page so it does appear on all pages. First thing I'm going to do is grab a rectangle like this and draw myself a rectangle across the top that goes right across to the edge of the browser. Think of this line here as the edge of the browser. This blue line here is the edge of the page itself. Okay, so I'll just go back to my pointer tool and drag that down a little bit like this. Now across, you'll notice now that I've drawn a rectangle, I have all these options up here that I can play around with. First thing is the fill, so I click on fill like this, and I believe orange is the new black, so we'll just go with an orange background like that, and click off it like this. And the stroke, we don't want any stroke, so I'll click on that. Click on this no stroke icon. Very nice indeed. Now, a lot of websites have imagery and whatever that comes right to the edge of the browser window like this. Now I can just drag it across like that until it says 100%, but this has got a lovely little feature, and if I just click on that, and under the transform up here, if I click here, there's this little option here called the 100%. So if I click on that, it'll make that object 100% of the browser. Very nice indeed. Okay, now I've put that on the wrong layer. Now I did it on purpose. See, it's on the footer layer, and that's the header. So to change that, it's very, very simple. I just grab that, same as I would in InDesign, and just drag up. Click on it like this and drag it up to the header, so now it's on the header layer where it should have been in the first place. Okay, let's go down to the footer. Make sure I'm on the footer layer. Let's not make the same mistake. Go to the rectangle tool and just draw out a rectangle like this, same as I did at the top, like that. And I'm going to fill it with a colour, something that's probably a tintish of that top colour like this. Very hard to choose colours. I might go with something like that, which is just a tint of the top colour. And okay, that. And then in the stroke, I don't want any stroke, so I'll click here, click on that, no stroke. And again, I'll be back on the pointer tool, select that rectangle, go to my transform and make sure it's 100% the width. Fantastic. So let's have a look now at what that looks like. If I go to design view up here, or go back to plan view first, I should say, you'll notice I can't see the footer, but if I just double click on any of these pages and just scroll up or zoom out, Apple minus to zoom out like that, you'll notice all those pages look exactly the same. They have the orange at the top and the tint at the bottom. Okay, let's go back to our A master. So that's how I would set up a header and a footer, and we'll add a little bit more content in the next video.